Hi everyone, it's Dr. Angela Natoli of the Chiropractic and Functional Neurology Center. We are bringing you our Health at Home series. Today I have with me Dr. Summer Kotson. She has a mobile practice in San Antonio and the Texas Hill Country where her mission is to keep people busy moving. And I thought, what better person to talk to us about staying healthy at home through exercise. So first of all, Dr. Summer, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So why don't we just go right into it? So what is exercise?
Yeah, absolutely. So exercise can mean a few different things for a few different people, depending on what you're doing kind of pre-quarantine. If you're in the gym or you're attending fitness classes, some people are feeling a little bit lost, that they don't have kind of that guidance. There are a few people who are already working out at home through different fitness apps on their phones and computers, through Instagram, and some weren't exercising at all. So I think a lot of people are kind of getting on that kick just because A, they have the time that they said they didn't for a while, and B, it gives them something to do. So exercise, like I said, can be different for everyone. Also knowing your body, what limitations you may have, and what interests you as well. Some people don't like certain exercises or certain movements. So this is now a good time to experiment with those movements. So
lots of time on our hands, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been trying to rack my brain for different new ways because my 10-pound dumbbells are just looking real boring.
Yeah, so we're going to give you some examples probably towards the end here of some things you can do at home. So first I want to ask you then, what types of exercise are there? There's different types, correct?
Yeah, so you've got more of your stretching exercises focused, lengthening the muscles, opening up the different ranges of motion, and those are going to be more like your yoga and your Pilates, versus your more high intensity. So kind of versus CrossFit, throwing weights around, quick movements, heavy weights, and then there's everything in between.
Awesome. So let's first go into, how does exercise boost your immunity? Because that's obviously something that's on everybody's minds right now. And I think knowing that it actually is healthy for people to do, and it's not just something that you have to dread, and that there's a good reason to be exercising right now at home. So how does exercise boost your immunity?
Yeah, so there are three back up. What we should talk about first is what types of exercise or what intensity boosts immunity. So of course you can have very light, exercise versus your heavy, intense, you're out of breath, you feel like you're dying. And so where the boost of immunity comes from is kind of that mid-range, that moderate exercise. So you're getting your heart rate up, you feel like it's beating a little bit faster, you may have a light sweat, but you are by no means, completely out of breath, or again, feel like you're dying. So don't think you have to do that first. But there are kind of three key factors of exercise that will boost that immunity. First is going to be the heat that exercise creates. So if you think about with a normal cold or flu, your body naturally gives you a fever. It's what it's supposed to do. It heats you up. It burns off those bugs, that are making you sick. So if we want to mimic that same reaction, we do exercise. So the body movements that we do warm up and create kind of that almost pseudo fever environment that kills off, some bugs. Number two, it increases circulation, and it does this in a few places, specifically the lungs. This virus going around attaches into that lung tissue, makes it really hard for people to breathe, and that's the most dangerous. So getting exercise in, getting that heart rate up really helps to expel some of the fluids and the mucus and the things that just sit in the lung tissue otherwise. So number one, lungs. Two, lymph nodes, lymphatic system, all of the kind of messenger mechanisms of the body, helps to flush out those, bugs and toxins that you build up. as well as 3 cardiovascular. So it's taking that blood, from your heart, getting it to all of those good places, to deliver the good stuff to again, kill the bugs. So in all, basically increases circulation. And then 3, decreases the stress hormones. So we're in isolation, we're going a little bit nuts. The extra benefit of exercise is it decreases the stress hormones. So not only are you going to feel better, you're going to have less pain, but you're also going to kind of squash the adrenaline, the cortisol that can build up, which decreases the immunity kind of overall. So you're getting a general benefit in those 3 different ways, from just getting out 15 to 20 minutes, 30 if you want to get crazy, and moving that body in a moderate way.
Yeah, so that's what I think a lot of people don't understand is the higher cortisol and stress levels go, the lower your immunity. So if you can switch that, bring that cortisol down, immunity starts to climb up. So exercise is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
So let's go through. So if someone has not been exercising up until now, and now they have time and they want to get started, what would you suggest? How to get started with this?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way is just to put on some shoes, some tennis shoes, and take a walk around the block. Walks are amazing for a few different reasons. We do way too much sitting, as we sit at our computers, scroll through Facebook, all the things. So walking just engages all of those kind of natural body postures that we should be in. 2, you're going to get some vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D is so important for immune response. So the sun is basically the only way our bodies can make it, and getting outside, getting exposed to that sunshine boosts immunity. On a neurological standpoint, walking on that uneven ground, going from high to low, grass to gravel, hard to soft, it's basically a little brain exercise for our proprioception that makes our ankles, stronger, center of gravity better. So walking, get outside.
That's the one way to start. So for someone who maybe is a little bit more attuned to exercising more, you suggest more high intensity interval training. Is that right?
Yeah, that's kind of again, another easy way. So if you're used to working out, you have some favorite exercises already, or you have the equipment, you can get creative every day and do a HIIT workout, or what's called a Tabata workout, an interval workout. There's a few different names for it, but it's essentially any number of exercises that you choose, and then doing those for a set amount of time, and then taking a break in between. And then you can, repeat the same few exercises, or you can just do, a few throughout. The great thing is it can be tailored to whatever your preferences are.
So if you can, for us, give us what your favorite go-to HIIT workout would be. If you were going to suggest one for someone who is either just starting or is more advanced in exercise, what would be Dr. Summers' workout?
Some recommendations, sure. Well, the good thing is, like I said, if you are a beginner or you're a seasoned, these can be as hard as you like them or as easy as you like them. So even if you want to have a midline there, it's nice and helpful. So I like to do full body. I think the body, works best when everything is working as a unit. So when I put together workouts, even if it's, predominantly legs or predominantly arms, I still try to get some full body motion in there. A little bit of cardio in the beginning, just to get that heart rate up so I can have that maximum circulation. My kind of 5 that I put together for you guys is going to be running in place, push-ups, jumping jacks, air squats, and a plank. Okay, so you can do those. Pick a time frame that works best for you. Maybe if you're in the beginning stages, 15 to 20 seconds, rest for 5. Or if you're more seasoned, try to hold that plank for the whole minute and then rest for a very short time. Okay, the second thing to consider with these is the intensity that you're doing them. So if you're starting out, maybe just trying to do, 5 to 10 jumping jacks, 3 or 4 push-ups, nice and easy. versus if you're seasoned, try to get, you know, as many as you can within that time frame. So just to kind of give you some ideas, I'm going to pull this down. So running in place, sorry you guys can't see my face, but running in place, just getting those knees high. So maybe for someone who's beginning, all you do is kind of march in place versus somebody who's more intense, fast as you can, okay? That's definitely gonna get the heart rate up. Next, gonna be push-ups. Now, if you can't do push-ups completely on the ground, of course, it's sometimes an advanced workout for some, is you can just come up against some kind of stable place and then push up from there. So you're still getting the motion, but it's a little bit easier for you. Jumping jacks, of course, nice and easy, right? But if you're on the more beginner side, just start with steps, you know, bringing them out. Maybe you have in a hand, okay, through here. All right, and then air squats is just a body weight squat. So holding on with those hands, just kind of dipping down, okay? What I like to tell, if this is new for you, get a chair. Sit in a chair, right? So that way you have some stability, and then you can pop up through here. And then a plank. Plank is kind of like push-up. If you can't do it all the way on the ground, you can find that surface holding that plank here, okay? And so you can stop there, a nice 5-minute exercise routine that's going to get that heart rate up. See, I'm already like getting winded. Oh, you guys. But you know, if you have just, you know, a few minutes in between, you know, homeschooling your kids and trying to do your full-time job, you know, that 5 minutes in, or if you have extra time, add a few more exercises in, or you can repeat the cycle.
Awesome. So there we have it. There is Dr. Summer Kotson's advice for getting exercise in and increasing immunity during quarantine. If anyone has any questions or comments or things you would like us to add to our next video, feel free to leave comments in the bottom section here. And Dr. Summer, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. It was so much fun.
All right. We'll see you next time, Summer.
Bye.